the Sad Dads Club podcast. Here's everybody's favorite sad dads, Jim and Foo.
We're recording.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're cutting to the shit as fast as possible. Sad Dads Club. We think get Joey Suzu to do the entire podcast.
You know, maybe this podcast needs to be like at the end of the commercial where they talk about like the interest rates and all that, and they talk real fast.
Ladies and gentlemen, I was not included your mom's.
I don't know how they can like do those commercials with that speedy talk and be like, well, it was in the commercial.
Right.
Did I comprehend?
Does anyone actually compress any of that into their brain pan at that speed?
I doubt it.
It's like, I don't.
You're definitely missing something, right?
Yeah.
For
or
sure.
the stuff that just
even if you try,
whizzes past.
Yeah,
no
you
one's
try to listen. So welcome to the show, everybody. This might be a short show. We are struggling tonight. We are in our backup mics, so we apologize for the audio quality.
Right.
And we lost our mixer tonight. Foo's smacked down and on some mosquitoes.
Right, I'm sure that's pleasant for your ear holes. So.
I'm not saying we lost the mixer like, hey, where did you put it? I don't know. I'm saying the mixer no longer powers on.
Yeah, there was a smell that was putrid and fetid and all those other swampy smells.
Yeah.
It was, so it gave up the ghost. But yeah, when I thought about it, when you left to go work for a solution that
doesn't work for us.
Didn't help us.
Yeah.
I mean, it's 2+ years old. We're going on
4, right?
3. How long did we have?
This will be the end of our 3rd year, so we'd be starting our 4th. Yeah, 3 years.
I mean, given the state of the studio and how cables go in and out of that thing, and it was...
He's like a 49er whore right there.
Yeah. Hey, man, rode hard, put away wet.
Yeah. You know what I was more worried about?
It wasn't that bad, especially at the price point.
I think the mixer probably is fine. I think the supply is what bit the dust.
Oh.
I think it's
just a shame.
Decided...
I already ordered the replacement.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, fucking. While you were gone, I was like, well, what else am I going to do here? Oh, I'll look at the reviews on that. Sweet. And it has Bluetooth.
Well, thanks, Behringer.
You fucking piece of shit.
I mean, it did all right.
Oh, yeah, like I said,
Oh, we used it weekly for almost 3 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, so whatever. It is what it is.
It's okay.
So anyway, back to our show.
Which we'll try to
Yeah.
Let's see.
What do we have going on?
What did I want? I had stuff
You had a party this weekend.
I did.
Yeah, it was fun.
And now my daughter is officially, it culminated all the graduationing-naters.
Well, I'm laughing because you got a funny text message from me.
Oh, yes.
We had brought over a card for the graduation girl.
Right.
And gave it to her, and then stuffed ourselves silly and drank alcohol and left. And then it was a couple days later, I realized I'm cleaning out the console of my car because my wife likes to leave stuff in the console of my car.
Yeah.
And I go, oh shit.
Strap-ons.
Why is this gift card just sitting in my cup holder?
She was trying to tell you something about grocery shopping.
I mean, so apparently the gift card just never made it into the car, which I thought was hilarious. But it's here now.
You have delivered said card. And I wasn't. When you said you touched base, I was, because we were. It wasn't. I don't think anyone got in. And bring something.
Yeah.
It was not part of the. It was just show up and.
Yeah.
Participate in the glad tidings of someone that's graduated. But a number of people also stopped by. I missed the opening of stuff, which happened, I think, Sunday with her and Venus. But a number of people were very generous and stopped by with cards and stuff. So since I wasn't a part of that, I did not know in any shape or form about the gift card that actually wasn't in your card.
Like maybe she opened it and she was like, "Well, there's no card in here. Like, who's she gonna complain to?"
Right. So then when I told Venus, I'm like, "Jim's generally distraught here. He's like embarrassed that the thing was there a card?" And Venus is like, "Well, she didn't say anything, but I wasn't in the room for that one." And I went, "Oh, fuck. Okay." And then, I made jokes with you about how my daughter is completely oblivious and, was probably doing it like a toddler where she just, like, ransacked a bunch of presents at Christmas and just like, "Oh, yeah, cool, thanks, uh-huh. Oh, yeah, cash? Shake it out or something."
Shove it in your
because
pocket.
she didn't say
Next.
anything.
Yeah.
She didn't say anything. So, at that point, the story then yesterday made it from my wife to Piper. And they came into the room and were just like, "Yeah, I saw the little gift card sleeve, but I didn't think anything of it, and didn't notice." And I went, "Great."
Pretty silly.
Silliness.
Anyway, so we enjoyed it. That was a good time. It was nice. It was relaxing. It was like super mellow.
It was
for us anyway.
It was a lot longer. It was a lot more people that showed up than I had anticipated. Like I thought, and we tried to separate the two, low key and like family that all want to do like the aunts and the uncles and and then like the homies for the later one. Hey, depending on which one you were at, you're either the homies or the aunts and uncles. I don't judge. Sorry about that one. So we had, two different things to prep.
Yeah.
Which was a mistake because it was a long ass day.
Yeah.
The margarita machine was awesome.
I'm surprised you don't have it set up and running right now. Did you return it?
Yeah, I returned it Monday evening.
Damn it.
It was, I would say the drawback to it was a little noisy. And the heat absolutely clobbered the shit out of, Saturday's endeavors, and especially for the early party.
It was at least like 103.
As a sad dad who did a metric shit ton of yard work, like the outside was teed up to take a lot of the load of people being in the house outside.
But no one wanted to be outside.
There was no way. I think some of us... I think the first party was like 11 to 3 or 4, with the dogs before they were completely medicated beyond a crack whore. I tried to keep people outside.
Yeah.
But that pretty much hit its limit at about 11:45 noon at best. It was just too hot. And then everybody was inside, and I want to say at any point in time, between 15 to 20 people, plus 3 dogs, and a margarita machine that was like, and, it's a heat extractor. That's how it's making. So it's generating heat.
In the house.
Yeah. 15 to 20 people, generating heat. In the house.
Yeah, it just never cooled off.
And our house, is not built for that many people entertaining inside. It's just not, So there were people spread out in a number of places, but the second party with the Bibless crew with we were probably under 10 people. That's perfect speed for inside the house.
Yeah.
With a margarita machine.
Well, we spent a little time out there.
Yeah, once it got, decent, at this point in time it's relative. But even then it was like, okay, fuck it. Let's go back inside.
Yeah, it was hot. It was warm.
A number of people, the margarita machine itself was like a topic of, like, oh, that's fucking cool and convenient. And it was.
Yeah.
And, I sold the story of like, how we have a bunch of friends that all like to do cocktail stuff and mixed drinks, and we're okay with it. But, you know, when you want to hang out and you
one guy's responsible for
and you're
making
also
all the
playing
drinks.
bartender, it kind of like takes a sting off. Now, if you've ever been entertained by Will's bartending extravaganzas, Will's also schlepping like 6 bags of booze and accoutrement to make all of his stuff.
Yeah.
And then he's got to schlep it all back. So it's like, on occasion, it's awesome. It's absolutely amazing. His drinks are all...
He shouldn't have to do that
But he shouldn't have to do it every time we all get a thing.
Well, we're getting together. Bring all your crap.
Yeah, load up the fucking Tesla.
Yeah.
Let's go. And we're all going to skip bicep day because, you know, liters upon liters of booze.
Yeah.
This was an interesting experiment to be like, oh, man, but this was convenient. And if we weren't entertaining little kid, we don't need we had the double. But if I had like a single and we were pouring booze in it, we'd be done.
Yeah.
We're done, ready to go. It's like, let's all night just hit the thing. You know, like I said, at 2, it was so hot that we couldn't put this thing outside. We specifically got told it's been so hot lately that if you put it outside,
it won't ever freeze.
It won't freeze any of the mix because it's fighting external temperature.
Yep.
And the heat that it makes, you'd never get frosty, snow coney slushiness.
Yeah.
And we're like, well, fuck.
Well, I mean, already they're way more reliable than McDonald's ice cream machines.
And it didn't, I mean, at some points in time, we had to like stop it from chilling because it would turn the whole thing into ice cube. So, you know, you could tell it was a rental. It was kind of beat hard, put away wet kind of thing. But it functioned the entire length of time. We turned it on at 9-ish a.m. and that fucker ran until 10. You know, a good 12 hours, flawless. No complaint.
I agree with you. The strawberry was a little lacking in flavor.
Yeah.
Little.
Next time a Mai Tai. Well, I don't know anyone that didn't like Mai Tai.
It was good.
Pina colada next time, and we'll see.
Coconut.
You don't even like a.
They're okay.
I think it's fakey coconut. It's the mix. There's no. Fuck you, man. What would you put in there? What would be your second choice?
I don't know. I don't care. I would drink either one.
Just booze?
Yeah, just in...
Just start frosting up
vodka.
Some vodka.
Yeah.
Just like
it's
a cold
really
tap.
Cold, yeah. It just never freezes. That's how you know if your
like
kids...
Like a shot machine.
That's how you know if your kids have been in your alcohol.
Yeah.
Is if you put your vodka in the freezer and it actually freezes.
Kids have been hitting the sauce.
The kids have been hitting the sauce and then putting water in it.
Oh, yeah, backfill?
Yeah. Oh, well, if we just put water in it.
What's in the second one? It looks like water. Yeah, have some. Pour some of that.
Yeah. I did enjoy that, though. Those were, the Mai Tai one was really good.
Right.
Yeah.
And you and Shan, I think, were some of the Piper's friends got it, with the ice cream sandwiches.
Oh, yeah.
So if you're listening to this and you showed up to the second half one, you're owed an ice cream sandwich.
No, they're not.
I'll
eat it.
They've all been consumed. But Will, Donna, Sarah.
They left you early.
Yeah, hey, man. Yeah, you're owed an ice cream sandwich. They were really good, though.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I ate your guys's.
Those cookies are pretty tremendous. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're really good. The texture, the flavor, everything about whatever that cookie.
They're nice and crispy. They don't get soggy with the ice cream.
Yeah.
Anyway, yes.
Yeah.
I got asked, Nick's parents, Piper's boyfriend, Nick's parents were at the early one, and it was still early enough that we were sitting outside. Nick's dad had come out, and he's got, a small paper bowl full of the Cheez-Its. And I'm mid-conversation with John and Brett. We were talking about 3D printers. Nick's dad comes out, Jason, what's a recipe for these? And he's shaking the Cheez-It bowl.
Oh.
And I went, what do you, and he kind of tips the bowl, and I see the Cheez-Its, and I went, hour and a half, turn around behind you. And he like turns around, and I'm pointing to the smoker box. I said, I smoke it for an hour and a half.
Yeah, buy some
Cheez-Its. The recipe.
Cheez-Its.
It's just a Cheez-Its. All I'm doing is smoking it.
Yeah.
You can see. My dad, I'm sure he's behind me. He's like, my son, he's out here spreading the gospel of the smoking. So it was an interesting moment. Really? You're just smoking it? Yeah, I put it in a colander, stick it in there for an hour and a half. That's it.
And a colander you'll never use with anything else.
Right. Who were you talking about ruining the...
Us.
Oh, that was you, yeah. Ruining the plates, glass
bowl.
bowls and shit.
The glass bowl that we didn't even smoke in. We just put the smoked stuff in the glass bowl. Like Cheez-Its or whatever.
I have ruined, but I don't know if... Well, my wife would say I've ruined something. But I don't want to say generally it's always like a plastic thing. Mm-hmm. But... It
sticks to the glass.
It sticks real good because that, if it's mildly porous, that smoke will get in.
Yeah.
And you really got to sandblast that shit.
Yeah. Well, I know.
Or throw it.
Cleaning my smoker afterwards is like a half an hour job, easy. Scrubbing all the grates and the smoke coating on the bottom of the water tray. Because smoke comes up and hits the bottom of it, and it just gets this like tarry... sticky.
Yes. Oh. How often are you cleaning your smoker?
Pretty much every time I use it.
Really?
Yeah.
No, that doesn't happen for me.
No?
No. I'll clean the grates.
Yeah.
Because,
food. The thing that gets cleaned is the grates and that tray, the water tray. Because the water tray will have, like apple cider in it and water. And then you'll get drippings in it off the ribs or whatever you're smoking.
Yeah.
So it's got to be cleaned. Otherwise, it'll mold.
You just need to burn it hotter so that nothing survives.
Well, I mean, even if you're doing an 8-hour cook or something, there's always some kind of liquid left in there. It doesn't all go.
Drip off?
Yeah. It doesn't all go. So that was fun. We enjoyed it. Thanks for having us.
Sunday was a hard time to take an opportunity to recover because I had to work.
What's funny is I felt like we got home and I was like, oh shit. Because we left at like 11, I think.
Yeah, somewhere about there. It was before midnight.
We got home and I was like, it's a school night for Jason.
Yes. Yeah. It wasn't that, I went to bed fast. Like you guys, I still cleaned up a little bit.
Yeah.
And I think I was still running around like a little bit of tear down on the margarita machine. I did a tub of dishes or so. And then Venus came in and she was like trying to like clean up, tidy up something. She's like, we need to go to bed. And I went, fine. It wasn't that hard to get up at 6, but you could tell towards the Sunday at the tail end of the day, I was like, yeah, that was a long day.
Yeah.
That was a long day. And then Venus, she was having a hard time recovering. Like, the older she gets, the less responsive she is towards alcohol. She just, even with her one drink, she was just like, I don't feel good at all.
Really?
Yeah, she just doesn't take well to booze anymore in any capacity. Like, it wasn't like she was hammered. She had the one slushy Mai Tai thing that I made for her, and that was it. And I don't think she had lippy tenderness. But that was enough. She was not happy Sunday, like, at all. And then I did a lot of, like, the final put away, dishwashing, clean up, garbage bags and whatnot. And then I started to get like okay, so we finally turned that corner on graduating. Like there was an introspective like dad moment where I went,
the loose end got
this is the last of the last.
Yeah.
And now she's a college student and a high school graduate.
Yeah.
And there's nothing left. Now we've stepped onto a new path. And I hadn't approached the party in that way at all. Like, oh, here's a bookend to a thing. But there was just one of those quiet moments as a dad where like I wasn't thinking about doing something and I'm kind of just washing a dish. And oh, hey.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. I guess we hit that marker. I'm like, well, all right. Well, here we go. Next one.
Yeah.
Next ride. Next.
Yeah.
Marker to hit kind of thing. Here we go. Because she had school Monday, so her first day. She had school the next day, so she
Right back in it.
right back in it.
I felt bad because Millie graduated college and we didn't have any kind of. I mean, we hung out with Shan's parents and did that thing, but we didn't do. We wanted to do a party thing, but it just never happened. And then here she is, like, shuttled off to grad school, and she started class on Monday too.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, it's nutty. She was telling us that she already has 100-page paper to write. 100 pages.
By when?
I'm not sure.
Fuck.
Yeah. And then she was
Couple
concerned
states.
because the test-taking application, so her MacBook, she has a MacBook Air.
Okay.
The internal drive got too full and she couldn't save anything. It was popping up.
I think I remember that. Yeah.
So I intended to replace the internal storage with a new thing. And I bought storage and come to find out that Apple has their own proprietary connector on the SSDs.
Right.
That I didn't know. So I bought an NVMe SSD that didn't fit. So it is external and like an anchor enclosure that's attached to the USB connector.
Okay.
And she's booting off that, and that's where all of her stuff is at. And the internal is just sitting there doing nothing. So she sends a message to my wife today that says, I have to get my computer fixed. I'm really stressed out. And we're like, well, what's going on? And she's like, well, the test-taking software shuts down ports to keep you from cheating. And so I'm worried that it's not going to work because my boot drive is connected to the USB port.
Right.
And she goes, it worked for the trial test or there's like some test thing that she could run the software and see
to
if it
validate if it's going to function.
And it worked. And I'm like, well, if it worked there, then it should work for a real test.
Right.
Because the software should be smart enough to know that you're booting off of that, so that is part of your
you would
necessary thing. Yeah.
Right.
And I mean, it's one of those things where it was like that was just something that never got addressed before she left.
Right. You fixed her entire car, but you're like, God damn it, Dad.
Well, here's the thing: was I bought this storage. So my goal was to make the storage work, and I bought adapters to put in there.
Right.
And none of the adapters would work with that storage. Like the Mac would just never see that the storage was connected.
Huh.
So I was like, well, here's how this is going to work for now until... Well, the thing of it is, I'm basically spending double the money on the same amount of storage because now I have to buy storage that specifically has that connector to replace the thing that she's using right now. And then I have to open up her machine and put that in and like install software and get all of her stuff migrated to it so we can get rid of that thing. And it just never happened.
Wow.
And it's like a couple $100 for a 1 terabyte stick, you know. It's just...
Never ends?
Yeah, never ends.
So she doesn't know with confidence?
She doesn't know for sure if it's going to work. I said, if it worked with the test
prototype,
the trial test or whatever, then it should work.
Right, because that's the purpose of its...
Yeah, it doesn't matter what you're booting from. They're not going to just shut off the USB port that your system's booted from. That wouldn't... I don't think the OS would let you even do that.
Yeah.
So anyway, So she was really worried about that. I'm like, well, if it worked for the trial, it should work for the real thing.
Right.
I mean, we'll get it addressed at some point. She's going to come back for Thanksgiving, and we'll probably order it and have it here by the time she comes home. Bring the thing with you, you know. But she's already feeling the classes.
Yeah.
You know. So.
Yeah. Here we go.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. She made a comment to my wife today, which was interesting, that she was starting to stress out. And really, this is all she has to worry about. She's not working. She can't work.
Right.
And she said that what I thought was interesting is that she said something to the effect of, this particular teacher is the one who interviewed me. And if that teacher sees something enough in me to bring me in and allow me to be part of this program, then I can just do what he suggests, which is take it day by day and just do what I have to do. Mm-hmm. And I was like, who is this person? Who are you?
Right.
You know what I mean? So that was fascinating.
Positive outlook, Melly.
Trying to make the most out of what she's got going on. So,
God.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff.
Yeah. So it's happening. Both of those girls are under their own.
Yeah. And I think Piper was talking about she doesn't have classes on Friday, but tomorrow is her last set of classes that she doesn't have. So she has two new classes that she hasn't taken yet. She's got one of her allied health.
They're like Thursday classes.
The medical field course that she's got tomorrow, and I think some other online course. And the bulk of her stuff so far has been what you and I would recognize as like the standard affair stuff. The instructors have been very like, hey, you know, easygoing. You know, this is a syllabus, these are your materials, this is how I'm running the class. You know, I'm not really going to take attendance, but, you know, if you're here, you're here. And, you know, please be paying attention, be mindful. You know, I'm not going to be like, hey, what are you looking at? Are you fucking around on your phone? If you're in class, I expect you to be paying attention, but I'm not going to be busting your balls kind of thing either.
I'm not a babysitter. Yeah.
Right. And I said, so hey, here's my like tip to that. I said it's one of her instructors was like, you know, I don't expect you to be here. You don't have to be here every day if you're going to take as long as you're turning stuff in on time and you're passing the course. If you miss a day, you miss a day. He's like, I understand that sometimes things happen and it is what it is, but you're always going to have the course materials and what we're talking about and where we're going.
Yeah.
Do the homework, do the tests, do the quizzes. That's where your grade's at. And I said, so here's the thing. As you progress through this, your learned experience from high school is I have to be there. You know, absence are not really acceptable, and you turn in all your stuff. I said, as you can tell, college is much more like you're an adult. So you're managing your time, and if an instructor gives you leeway, it's always better to defer to your habits from high school than to not taking advantage of. I said, you could be a self-starter, and that's awesome, but as someone that found full-time employment quick and got distracted from school because I was still trying to figure it out, it is a very slippery slope to, well, I'm late, so I don't have to go to class because I understand what's going on here. So you take that hour and a half to 2 hours for yourself and you do something else. And then you do it again, and but that one day you missed, you actually missed something, and now you kind of bomb the quiz. Oh, I'll make it up. I'll go to class next week. But you book something too much, and now you play, oh, you're late. Well, I'd rather not disrupt the class by being late, so I won't go. I said, yeah. It starts to slip really fast.
Yeah.
And I said, not that you are going to do that. I'm just telling you my experience because I did it. Like, I would get busy. I was trying to pay bills, pay rent, living with your mom. Things happen. I said, and I felt like I was talented enough academically to
overcome that stuff.
To overcome it. Yeah. I said, and maybe that would have been the case, but I just flat out started filling my time elsewhere.
Yeah.
And school became not as important. I said, and where I was going, school wasn't important, but that it was still costing me money. You are going to a place where school is important, so you can't afford that, like, slide until you make a different choice.
And the thing of it is, too, for her, if she wants a degree in the medical field or if she wants to be a radiologist, for instance,
right,
they're not going to put up with that crap
right
later on.
So, and then she went on to say that at her the allied health course, they are you don't show up early, you are required to be here. You don't show up late. Your attendance is required. When you're in the classroom or the hall or whatever, your focus is on the instructor. You're not on your phone. You're not on another device. You are attentive. Like, she's like, it's very militaristic. And I said, well, you can expect that as a medical field, they don't want you multitasking.
That is a professional...
right.
Yeah.
You're not on your fucking phone watching TikTok. I'm exaggerating, of course. But I'm like, you're not on your phone watching TikToks or YouTubes while you're surgery prepping, or trying to diagnose and read someone's, x-rays.
Yeah.
Or you're attending to a patient. If your focus is not 100% on the task at hand at which you are being paid to do and take care of another person, I said, those are habits that course is trying to instill upon you from the get-go, because that's the expectation. And I said, and I would default that behavior to all of your classes, even if they are very, not lazy, but if they have a lot of wiggle room for your participation and attentiveness, default to the one that's the most strict, because that'll carry over everywhere, and will be better for your studies because of it. Okay. And I don't know if she thought I was trying to say that she would be looking to be lazy, but I'm like, and I'm not saying, but just focus.
I mean, you get yourself in the habit of like, I don't have to be there. It becomes easier the next time to say, I don't have to be there.
Right,
or
you start making
F that class, I don't need to go.
Right,
and that's just bad form.
Right, yeah.
I treated college like high school. Like, I'm going to all the classes. Something has to be really fucking wrong for me to not show up to class.
Yeah.
That's how I
got bored.
Approached it.
I went the other way. I was like, I had a bunch of GE stuff at Chico, like that first semester, and I was like, I don't know. And I would go to a couple, and then it was like, yeah, but I have to skateboard the entire way. And okay, hi.
Are you still recording?
Yeah.
You don't have headphones on.
Yeah.
No, we don't. Hi, how's it going?
We're not using our mics either. Except these ones.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. You complain? I turned off the fucking mic.
You did?
She was talking about that one, so now we're the Holy Grail.
Oh.
I got bored.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until Butte Junior College, where I was taking courses that didn't bore me, that I was then re-interested in schooling it.
Yeah.
But that didn't pay bills either.
I don't know what time we started.
Oh. It'll probably be early. I can end it on a not-so train wreck, right? It won't tell us on there, and I can't read that number
No,
from
because
here.
the time code is time of day time code.
Oh, well, that's not useful.
No. I can change it.
I have a sad dad scare.
Okay.
A thing, and I think I've talked about it before, so now she, off camera, can confirm this. The evolution of what things that don't sit well with me.
Okay.
Going from young person to, so I'm not afraid of spiders, not afraid of bugs. Mosquitoes irritate me, but I'm not really scared. I don't really have a lot of fear. The clown thing is a good joke, but in reality, whatever. I don't watch scary movies, but that's just because I don't care to be irritated by jump scare shit.
Okay.
It's like, that's so like why? I find mental thrillers more terrifying, but I just don't consume it because, like, why would I do that to myself? I don't have entertainment in it.
Okay.
But we've talked about it. It's the people harming pets, or child abuse. Reading stories like that, absolutely can't handle it. So if you're, see, you can hear the chuckles from off camera. We just started, if you're a Game of Thrones fan, the House of Dragons, the prequel to the Game of Thrones series.
I haven't watched any of the Game of Thrones.
I didn't really watch a ton of it.
They probably won't pick you up, so you either need to come on in. Okay, so she wasn't necessarily a fan either, but she's beating this drum on Sunday or Monday. What day was it? Sunday, because the new prequel show has like a bunch of her like Outlander fucking hotties that she slowed beam fingers to. Mm-hmm. So, like going up to the show, she's like, Are you going to House of Dragons? Are we going to watch House of Dragons? I'm like, I don't fucking. Oh, she is hard. Bang, 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 bang. Let's watch House of Dragons. Bang, 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 bang. Oh, House of Dragons is on. We're going to turn this on.
Hey, you didn't even watch She-Hulk.
You chose to watch She-Hulk. I was watching it, and she sat her ass down, and then, pause it, when she would get up. So, we're watching the show.
Chicks, man.
I have no problems with the original series. Like, it was semi-gory, so we're talking medieval spears to guts and cutting off wangs and torture and incest and battlefield swords, cleaving heads and shit like that. Like it.
All the normal stuff.
Right. It doesn't really bother me. It doesn't really bother me. There's a child birthing sequence.
Yeah, spoiler.
A child birthing sequence. That's really all as far as I have to go. When you have the understanding of what Game of Thrones is as far as how they will, where their limits are on as far as like gore, when you see a child birthing sequence, like it already like, I don't want to know what they're going to fucking do to a fetus. Like, and as it gets closer and closer to this pinnacle moment in this childbirthing sequence, I can't handle it. I get up and I'm walking out of the room. It was just too much. I could not fucking handle it.
Yeah.
It was like, and I'm like, is it over? Like whatever they're gonna do, have they done the thing? Has it completed its circle? I could not.
Couldn't do it.
Like, I have no problem watching a cesarean in real life, but it was, whatever the story was going to show in whatever graphic mode was afforded to them to a mother and an unborn fetus. Like, I was not going to entertain that with my eyeballs, and it was not as bad, apparently, as it what my fear was. But fucking Jason, Freddy Krueger type of shit to a baby or something. Someone slips a knife and all of a sudden there's like jugular stuff. That was like where I was going in my mind. I'm like, I'm not going to watch that. Like some random dude in a medieval setting who's like pinnacle teachings is leeching and shit like that. I'm like, and this guy's going to try and do a cesarean section based off of some shit he's read. Well, I was like, guy's going to slip and he's going to cut a spinal, like, I could not see, right?
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at, trying to watch this show about magic and dragons and I'm like, I couldn't do it. I was up out of the room like I was, no, couldn't handle it. So should you get there, perhaps you can watch something I could not.
Have you seen UnCoupled?
No.
I want to. It's on my watch list. I have not seen it yet.
Neil Patrick Harris
Oh,
show.
yeah.
Yeah.
What's it on?
It's really good.
Netflix.
Netflix,
Is it?
yeah.
What's
Yeah,
that about?
It's pretty good. He's a gay guy living in New York, who is reeling from a breakup, essentially.
Oh, yes.
Relationship breakup.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Out of the blue.
Really good. We watched the whole first season,
Isn't there 6 episodes? Something like 6 or 7?
something like that.
6 or 7 episodes.
Very, very good show. Yeah.
Was it? Well, I like him, so.
I mean, I don't know that I'll be watching that because I have Game of Thrones doesn't interest me at all.
Oh.
And the other one, whatever the new one is.
House of Dragons.
Yeah, I
House
saw
of
the
Dragon.
preview for it or whatever, and I was like,
Ring of Power.
Oh, Ring of Power? Are
Yeah.
you Lord of Rings?
yeah, I love Lord of the Rings. I'll watch that.
Do you?
Yeah.
She's
It's
trying to
on
get us
Prime,
on
I
like
think.
some app to do walking.
No, it's like a challenge, like a virtual, like a fun run, but it's long distance, and it starts in the Shire and goes through to
So you get, it's like, okay. So we're talking, what's the Shire run? It's multiple.
Like 168 miles
Right.
for the Shire.
So it's built to be like
Sheesh.
a long running
Yeah.
thing, but you aggregate your walks or your runs
The app leads you, tracks your thing.
through
So
a
you can do
virtual.
elliptical. Every time it'll track your pace, and then you'll get postcards and stuff along the way of like, but it's basically the one ring, it's the path from the Shire.
So you do all these things, you get little medals
You
and
get the medal, like,
ding dongs
cool
to keep you
medals.
going, and the more people you create your own fellowship
a
by
team.
like adding people to
I
your
see.
team.
Yeah.
So perhaps
I mean, I could be into that maybe.
you might, yeah,
It's
Yeah.
the walk to Mordor.
yeah.
Just throw it in there.
Just
But you can make it as like long or as fast as you want to complete it.
I gotcha.
You have each leg, you have like up to 18 months to complete it. So it's however fast or slow you want to do it.
18
However-
months?
Well, you know, like the first
Well,
168 miles, if you're
it's
only walking
mileage.
a little bit,
Right. That
and
makes
then
sense.
all of them, some of them are longer, some of them are 200 and something, blah, blah, blah.
and if I make it to Mordor without you, I mean, it's not like I can send an eagle to get you.
You're gonna carry it.
Here's what I don't understand about Lord of the Rings is they got giant birds. Why didn't they just fly a giant bird over the lake and drop it in?
That's a quest.
Well, I don't know. Especially when you could have called them, from the beginning.
Hey, get the bird over here.
Hey, I know you just saved me from the top of this tower, but let's just swing down,
Yeah.
snag one of them hobbits. Don't eat it.
Yeah.
Or you could eat it and just shit
You just-
it over.
And get Gandalf to summon one of the birds. You hop on, you fly it over the lake of fire, and you drop the.
Yeah,
That's it.
fuck it.
Well,
Really short movie.
yeah,
Yeah.
but they
Hey,
could have
wait,
saved a lot
teach
of
me
people.
that calling the moth thing so I can get a bird out here.
Yeah.
Huh? Yeah. On that note,
All
whatever time we're at,
Yeah, I don't even know. I'm pretty sure we're close to time.
are we?
Yeah.
Okay.
What'd you break?
Everything? Fucking everything is broken.
We broke the whole show.
Yeah, it's all broken.
All not working.
Right.
Ah.
On that note,
Wash your hands.
wash your ass, Venus.
Return the cart.
Sure.
Check your oil, Tony.
Wear the mask. Wash your hands. Get the shot.
Return the cart.
Register to vote.
Register.
How much of her shit is going to be?
And do the kindness.
And do the kindness.
Thanks for listening.
Well, yeah, if you can hear it,
Yeah.
we'll catch you next
If
week.
we don't have a show this week, it's because this recording did not work.
Yeah, at all.
Yeah.
Terrible. You're just going to hear Sad Dad's Club Podcast, episode 205. Fucked.
All right. See you next week, everybody.
Bye.